welcome back to Chris Reviews Stuff. Today I'm doing a video on something that's a little different than what I've had before. This is actually like a UV sterilization wound and dryer. So this was kind of in light with what's going on with COVID. We've been staying home a lot more, obviously, because either you can't go to work or you can't go outside to do certain things. So we've been spending a lot more time at home riding our bikes and stuff like that. So as riding your bike with a 3-year-old, a lot more wounds are happening. We're getting a lot more cuts and bumps and scrapes and scabbed knees and elbows and stuff. So and just kind of being aware of what's happening right now with COVID, just trying to figure out how to clean wounds and keep them sterile so they don't get infected, since now they're happening a little bit more often. So looking on Amazon, looking kind of around, doing some reading. This Curefaster one is the one I ended up going with. This was just about $70 on Amazon. Again, it's supposed to be painless, UV sterilization wound dryer. It's pretty nice. It's a small form factor. This is actually the product right here. It charges USB. It has 2 buttons. When we get a little closer, you'll be able to see it as well. It actually has 1 button, 2 functions. One is just the light, and one is the light and a fan or a filter on it as well. So as you can see, it fits in my hand, pretty light, pretty easy to handle. It's a built-in rechargeable battery. We've been using this for, I would say about a week or so right now. We've used it maybe 6 or 8 times, for once on myself and really the rest on my son. So it does use 400 to 450 nanometers of 400 to 470 in the blue light factor, the blue light range, the wavelength. So doing some research, 400 is what they use for like skin tanning and black lights and stuff, so it's kind of safe. Anything a little lower than that, it seemed to be for like sunburn and skin cancer is under the 400 range. So this is above that 400 range, between 400 and 470. So that's why I kind of chose this. Being that you're going to be keeping this, 5 centimeters, about an inch or so from your skin, I don't really want to concentrate skin cancer or skin, burning my skin with something on purpose. So that's why I chose this after doing some reading. So let's go ahead and get a little closer to the product and actually see what's going on inside of it. All right, so let's go ahead and get a little close up on this. As you can see, it's in my hand. It's about the size of my hand here. This here is the button. So it's going to get a little loud right here. So if we go down, it just shows the light. Now you do have the blue light on the outside, and in the middle of it, you have your UV light. Middle turns it off. Now, which I think is really neat, I didn't think of until actually I read about this item itself, is this next feature. So hitting the button up turns the light on, and it also has a fan built in. So it pulls air from here and pushes that out through the center. So turning that off, it's not very loud. But what that does is it then is pushing air onto the wound to help the wound heal faster and close faster. So one step further, it actually comes with 2 of these here, and you can buy these extra. These are antivirus filters. So I didn't open them up yet because we really haven't used it just yet. But I haven't used this part of it. I'm not worried about the virus from being on concrete and asphalt. We're kind of saving these because it does come with 2, and then you have to purchase more. Saving these for when I actually think he gets cut, like if we go outside with other people around and I have to worry about COVID or something like that. That's what I'm saving these for. But what those filters are for is there's a back here. It's a magnetic back. Just kind of pull this down a little bit, and you'll see there's a filter here. It's got a little smiley face. That filter then goes on top of this. So the air that you're pushing, you're sucking in and blowing out through the front, you suck in through the back and blow out through the front. It's going to go through that filter. And it comes with these tweezers here. So you open this pack up, which is hermetically sealed. Open this pack up. You use these tweezers to pick this filter up, put it on here, close it with that magnet there, and then flip the switch up. So what it's going to do is it's going to take air and filter it through that virus filter and blow out clean air onto the wound. Very cool feature. Something that I guess you really don't think of, because having a 3-year-old, I do blow on his wounds sometimes. It makes it feel cool to him. So that's what we do for him. So So they say this is like for superficial wounds. So they're saying that, you know, superficial wounds can be painful and they get scabs, but this is to help cause those wounds to seal faster, to get rid of the bruising, reduce the amount of germs and moisture on the wound so it heals faster. So what you're supposed to do to use this is, I'm actually going to read from this manual that it comes with to say exactly what they say, because I don't want to lead anyone astray with this. So what they tell you to do is, if you want, put the filter in, and then you stop the blood flow, and after you apply iodine or peroxide, power it on and heal the wound from about 5 centimeters away, which is about an inch if you use inches. Now, again, this is between 400 and 470 nanometers on the wavelength. So this is not going to be 200 or 100. This is between 4 and 470. On the other side of this is you're charging, and the light turns red for charging and green when it's full. So that's really easy for you to see. We charged this when we first got it, and we've used this, like I said, 6 to 8 times. We charged it one other time. It didn't die, but we just charged it. So I don't want to have to worry about it dying in the middle of healing a wound or cleaning a wound. So we always kind of keep it charged. Haven't had any issues with it just yet. And what they say on here too, I just want to read the FAQ because it kind of makes sense, is, could it work for deep wounds? It says no. However, it is mainly for superficial wounds, and new users are encouraged to use it for small wounds. If you got a deep wound, you should probably go to the doctor. It kind of says that, but that's kind of just what I'm thinking as well. They also say if UV light is too much, you could feel some pain and stop it, which will not easily occur within 5 and 10 minute treatments, or even in total of a max 100 minutes per day. I haven't had any the one time I used it for myself, I haven't felt anything painful, and I kept it on myself for 10 minutes because I wanted to use this on myself before I put it on my kid. I didn't, and then it was a couple days, it was maybe 2-3 days after using it, I didn't feel any soreness on my arm. I didn't feel any burns. I felt fine. So I felt after using it on myself and having let it do its course for 2 to 3 days, I felt it was cool to use on my son. And that's where we go from, you test it on your first self. You test it on yourself first, and then you move it on to your kids that are kind of more important than yourself. So it's been really cool. After about a week, I do see that my wound on my shoulder, my arm is healing a little nicer than most likely. It was a big gouge, and now it's not so bad. The scab's actually starting to come off. Nice little box. It comes with a charger, comes with 2 dose filters, like I said, and a very easy to understand user manual. So we just kind of put it back in here and put it back in the box. That's how we store it. Pretty easy. It's working so good so far. Pretty happy with it. And it feels like the wounds have really been closing up faster. So nice thing.